like you'll introduce yourself as well and the workshop. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I want energy, right?
Yes.
Okay, today is what? Friday.
Yes.
Right? So it means
Friday.
what? TGIF. You say TGIF.
TGIF.
TGIF. It means thank God.
It's Friday.
No, thank God I'm pretty. Right? Okay. It means to say like we have to end, and we're gonna help you to end it with a good and happy weekend. Right? Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so before we start, I'm not a typical like a lecturer. I don't want to lecture. I want participation. Because small things can create, or small change can create an extraordinary impact. So before we get ready, I want your physical body to be ready too, not just the mind. I want everybody to stand up. Please stand up. Okay, stand up. Please stand up. Okay, there you go. Now, what I'm gonna do right now, we have an activity. Do you know that wherever we are right now was based on the decision we made yesterday? Is it true or very true? Right? Nobody put you there. You put yourself there. But the thing is it a good or bad decision, right? There's no bad decision. There's only what you call experience and learning, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I can easily identify whose group here, who's creative and who's logical. Okay, so clear your arms, clear your hands. Okay, and then rest it to the side of your hips. Okay? All right. So if I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, what you're gonna do, you're gonna do the cross arm. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3. There, the judgmental pose. Okay. Is this Asian guy is tricking us or what? Okay. Again, rest again to your both sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now, did it fall in the same place?
No.
It didn't fall in the same place? Okay, now, who are the right-handed people here? Right-handed. Okay, all the right-handed go here. All the right-handed, you split yourselves, all this. My God, everybody's right-handed.
I'm left-handed. I'm
All
left-handed.
left-handed. Okay, so, I'm gonna tell you some, oh, he's left-handed. Okay, JJ is left-handed. I'm gonna tell you something. Do you know when you are right-handed, you operate the left side of the brain. The left side of the brain is more on logic and details. These are people that has a tend to perfect everything, right? That's what you are most of the time. And who's the left-handed people? So the left-handed people are the one who operates more on the right side of the brain, which is emotion, connection, and creativity. Right? But in any type of business, what you're gonna do, any type that we're doing, it needs to be balanced, right? Do you see like a person that works out that only has like bigger arm? It looks like burritos and the other one is trompos. It doesn't look like that, right? It needs to be even. So what we're gonna do, on your resting position, you're gonna do the other way around. If you're right-handed, you're gonna do your arm on the other side or the opposite. Okay? So we're gonna do another activity. So put your arms here, and your neutral position, you're gonna do the cross arm, but the other way around. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's hard, right? Does it take a while? Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. I'm having a hard time too. Okay, so in that particular reason, do you know that one small change on what you're doing can create an extraordinary impact in your lives? Because that's how we train the brain. We have to do something that we never done, enable for us to get used to it, and enable to access the part of your brain that's not really working that much compared with the other side of the brain. Okay, and I would like to thank everybody. Okay, let's go have a seat. So enable for you to do that, I would suggest that whenever you start brushing your teeth, if you keep brushing your teeth using your right hand, you have to start using your left to function more on your creativity and emotion. Remember, selling, marketing, business, it's 80% marketing. It's about emotional connection. It's about not just the IQ. It's about emotional quotient. Is it true or very true?
True.
Very true. That's why when you're brushing your teeth using your right hand, you have to start using your left hand. So if you're sleeping while your eyes are closed, you have to sleep with with your eyes, of course it's still closed, it's just a joke, okay? You have to do what you're comfortable. And in life, we're going to make decisions. The decisions that make us uncomfortable, correct? Because you know what? On number 10, on the top 10 proven tips, we have to develop the bigger why. Why are you doing what you're doing right now? And sometimes there are a lot of decisions that make us uncomfortable. But I'm telling you right now, we have to be comfortable of making uncomfortable decisions. Because these uncomfortable decisions with massive actions are gonna resolve a comfortable condition of your life, of your family, your society, and your community. Right? That's your bigger why. We are aiming not to be like everybody. We are aiming to be somebody that nobody is going to be. I'd like us to say it all together. I want you to follow me because whatever we feed our mind grows. Right? So, is everybody ready? Okay. Ready? I am aiming not to be everybody. I am aiming to be somebody that nobody is going to be. Great job. Okay? Okay. I love that. Okay. We're going to talk about this is the biggest reason. You know, one of the main reasons, I just want to share you with my background. I've been always searching for an answer about how can we improve the quality of life. And that's a dream, right? I got here, and my mom is here. This is her first time being here. Just April. This is the first time after so many 20 years. This is the first time that she's been here. And what I remember vividly, and that is my biggest reason, we never spend Christmas and New Year together because she has to trade her time for money. And I was like, we were babysitted by different people. But that's a choice she has to make because she wants us to have a living. She wants us to send it to college. And you know what? She did an amazing job. All right? She made my dream come true. And right now, it's my turn to make her dream come true. Not to work for the rest of her life and to do what she loves to do. And she just discovered she loves to do Zumba La Mexicana. Right? So she has a Zumba today. So that's why, let's give it up for my mom. The reason can be simple. The reason can be very simple. It's something that most of my clients, I've been in the industry for tax and payroll for the past 5 years. And I know the struggle is real, especially for mom, for parents, that they have to work. Sometimes they don't want to take care of the baby with the the daycare center, because you know, as a mom or as a parent, you want to see and you want to witness your baby, the firstborn, the first walk. You want to be part of her life or his life as he grow old, and that's the deepest reason. But don't make that as an excuse for you to do what you really want to do. But make your babies or your family as a reason why you're going to keep pushing forward, and you want to make her, at the end, you want to leave a legacy for your family. That mom, dad, thank you for doing and doesn't being scared for you to do what you have to do and make my dreams come true. Because now I'm going to give it back to you. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about creating a quality. Or it can even be a bacon maker. Like when you wake up, you want to have a bacon, right? It can be those kind of things. Like Walt Disney once said, first think, second dream, third believe, and fourth dare. If you want something you've never had, we have to do something we have never done. Okay? And also, what Paul Brand, he's a famous country singer, what did he say? Don't tell me that the sky is the limit when there are footsteps on the moon. All the things that we are seeing right now doesn't exist. Your eyeglasses right now, your shirt, they don't exist, but those only believers and people who are goal-getters are the ones making things happen, while the rest of the world are watching. Right? So life is a choice. But it all begins by having a different pattern. Remember, a small change can create an extraordinary impact. Can everybody follow? Yes, are we having a good time?
Yes.
Yes. I'm having a good time with this Asian. Okay. So, number 9. I don't understand his accent, but yeah, I'm gonna get there. Okay, so number 9. This is what you call the power of visualization. Before we continue, I'd like you to write, okay? I'd like you to write on number 10, what is the dream that scares you? Because if you're dreaming and your dream doesn't scare you, you're not dreaming enough. So I want you to put on number 10, what dream does scare you right now? Don't worry, this is a non-taxable job. So right, okay. Now, dreaming is not enough. Dreaming is not enough. It means you have to feel it, you have to hear it, and you have to see it every day. Right? It means to say, you have to write your dream on number 9. If you put your dream on number 10, put it again on number 10. Okay? This is a power of visualization. It could be money, it could be travel, it could be, something that you want to do, leisure, it could be like that. But put it on number 9, because what you cannot hit the target that you cannot see. You have to see it, feel it, believe it, hear it every single day. Because there's a lot of distractions. A lot of people will tell you, you cannot do that. That's too impossible. But I'm telling you guys, impossible means I'm possible. Right? Everybody, impossible says, I'm possible. Everybody, I'm possible. Okay. So that's why they're saying, you cannot be in a tax business. I came here, we don't have tax refund. That's a fallacy. That's just an illusion in the Philippines. You have to pay tax. Okay? But because I believe that I want to make something different, I want to be a business owner sometimes, I don't want anybody telling me what to work, when to work, and how to work. I just have in mind that there's only 2 things in life that are constant, debt and taxes. So I would rather be in the industry that's more on economic and recession proof. So because of that, I stopped listening from other people who never been there, right? I just follow my vision that someday, at this point, been working for 5 years as a tax preparer and for payroll and bookkeeping, I'm already a freelance entrepreneur. I don't need to be in the office for me to earn. My staff, they are fully motivated, they are empowered to do the job, and that's what you call a full-time entrepreneur. So, let me ask you this. Who among you here is planning to start a business? All right, there you go. And who among you here are already in business? Okay. And who among you here are barely going out of business? Okay, that's just a joke. Okay? Wherever you are, don't stop visualizing. Always put it here. Okay? Now, because when you visualize, whatever the mind conceive, the body perceive, you will achieve. That's the power of visualization. That's why I want to share this to you. Have you heard a news that a guy who owns the house, that's the burning house, have you heard like a burning house, right, in the news? When somebody, and the owner of the house, he was able to leave everything that's valuable inside, right? Have you heard that news? That somebody that doesn't leave the sofa were able to carry out the TV, carry out the bed, carry everything out by himself, correct? You know that's happening because our body, you call it adrenaline rush. Our body and our mind can give this extraordinary strength in times of emergency. In times because we are focused on something and this is valuable to us. This is like your goal, your dreams, your passion. This is very valuable. You're going to do all that you can in able to save it and protect it. So if you right now, you wrote it, I would like you to see it much more. And I would like you to feel it. You have to feel it before you get there. When you believe, you're halfway there. Okay? And right now what I did, on my phone and in my car, I always have my phone. I put there the money, like how much I want, $10 million by 2024, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Right? Very specific. What's going to happen? It's free anyways. Pero I put it on our phone because in average person, according to statistics, we look on our phone how many times? Any guess?
30 times.
30 times, that's halfway there. Okay, we are looking on our phone 70 times a day. Okay, so also what I do, I put it on my Facebook wall, but it's only me. You know the privacy? Because after a year, you will be reminded, right? You will see some pictures that you posted last year. And that's how you're gonna hold on your dream. You have to see it, you have to live close to it because the tendency is you're gonna get it. Because what? Positivity is a possibility of my reality. All right, again, my positivity, everybody, my positivity is a possibility of my reality. We are the co-creator of our reality. All right? Now, once you have this power of visualization, the next thing that you're going to do is be laser focused. What do you mean by be laser focused? What we focus on expands, and you will be unstoppable. We have to dream like a child and act like an adult. What right now I can? Who has here has this dream that who would like to share to me? Anybody? Gabby, what do you do right now?
I'm a trainer.
You're a trainer. Okay, so she's very passionate about it, and she wants to be laser focused. What do you mean by laser focused? So it means to say, right now, I'm not just in a tax preparation business. Sometimes I feel like I'm also a counselor. Okay? Because people, they don't want to see me because of their tax refund. What they want to see me for advice about their business. You know, like, before we even get to the numbers, they already unfold their lives from generation to generation, right? I filed my divorce, my husband is not supporting us, I'm by myself, all of those things, and I feel like, oh, this lady watched telenovela too much, right? So what I said, when you are being laser focused onto something, have you noticed like a person that been doing one business and the other? So she said, his name is Chris. He's a realtor. He bought like a property, one of my clients, because I'm checking the rental property, and it looks like it's not going up, you know. And then he said, oh, I want to be a realtor. So I invited him to any networking event in Brownsville, and he introduced himself because we are given a chance to introduce everybody, right? So he said, oh, I'm Chris from ABC Realty. So I'm proud of him because he started to step out of his comfort zone. Then I brought him in the Harlingen event in a networking. He introduced himself that, hey, I'm Chris from Little Asia Catering. Right? So what? I thought you were a realtor, but I do it on the side. You know? So, and then the next one, he said, Chris, are you open-minded? I said, I'm always open-minded as long as it's going to be conforming on my business. And I'm sitting like you. There's a presenter, and it's a cosmetic products. He is also a freelance cosmetic product seller. Right? Have you noticed? That is what you call a business identity crisis. You'll never know. Because what? Jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not saying that you have to let go of the opportunity, but I'm saying do one at a time. Because if you're going to do all the opportunities all at the same time, those are not opportunities. Those are what you call distractions. Right? Every type of opportunity is opportunity if you're putting your time, your energy, your passion on that thing. So no matter what they told you, you believe on that, going back to your dream, you're going to make it happen. Right? Because I'm telling you, throughout our business, I was invited to different seminars, but I'm telling, my business is my baby. I want to see it grow. But for a business to grow, I'm telling you on the research statistics, it takes 2 to 5 years for you to really see it. Time will pass anyways, but don't let it go. You have to just stay there until you get it, until you see yourself traveling without staying in your office. Right? That's being laser focused. One of the greatest example of people that are laser focused are people like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. Have you noticed that whenever you don't need to see their face, even just the shirt, you would know that Mark Zuckerberg is wearing shirt and he's from Facebook, right? Have you noticed Steve Jobs just wearing long sleeve without his face? You would see he's from Apple. That is being laser focused. We need to have a brand. When I see Leticia, I know she's from this company. When I see her, Gabby, she's a Zumba instructor from miles apart. That is laser focused. I know the identity. That's her business identity. It's like a horse. Who see a horse racing? Horse racing, right? Did you see like the face are covered, like the eyes are partially covered? Why? Because this horse, they are meant to focus on the goal, to win. And they're not allowed to look on the side and look not behind. Because in our life, There are a lot of people living their lives with regrets, right? I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not that. And what they cannot apply and live with the present. So as us, it's like have a peripheral goal. We should be solution-oriented. We should be goal-oriented because we're not living our lives in the past, neither with the present, but we're looking in the future. And that future is the one that you're going to create. We control our reality. We create our destiny. Is it true or very true? Very true. Okay. No energy. We need coffee. Okay. Number 7. If this is an idea, or even right now you're a business, you're in business, you have to adapt and you have to be part of different organizations. People, like what I'm saying, brilliant minds think alike. We are like chameleon. We tend to adapt and we tend to copy others' experiences, their traits, their behaviors, right? So you have to surround yourself with organization. When I started here, I do not know anything about taxes, about those kind of how to run the business here, because it's totally different, right? So what I said, I'm going to be part of different organizations, and I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of organizations right now you have to know. Okay? So on number 7, you have to, before I go on number 8, you have to write the same dream that you have. If you're dreaming on number 8 that you want to have this restaurant, you need to put it there too. On number 7, you have to be part of organizations. And number 7, try to put there what are the organizations that you're part of. Okay? And if you yourself and I, just put it. Okay? So now, because the reason why the value of our net worth is based on our net worth. So what I'm suggesting with everybody, it's getting hot in here. Is it me or it's just my hyperactivity, right? I haven't drank coffee yet. Okay, so be part of business organizations because what? We can adapt and try to copy everything because right now your asset or what you know is your greatest asset, but what you do not know is your greatest liability, but what other people know is your greatest leverage, right? You don't know.
Say that a little more slowly.
Okay. All right.
Repeat it.
Okay. So yeah, I'm losing my voice. Okay. All right. What you do know is your greatest asset. What you do not know is your greatest liability. What other people know is your greatest leverage. All right. Everybody got it? So that's why we have to connect, right? So here he's saying the richest people of the world, they look and build networks. We create jobs while other people look for jobs, right? Mm-hmm. We create jobs because when you create jobs, you're giving opportunity to people. And that's how the value of our life is, to give. All right? So when I got here, I'm part of SBDC, SBA, women's business. Even if it's a women's business, who cares? It's all the same. They're all going to teach you how to run the business, right? So you don't give yourself any limitation by your age, by your sex, by your ethnicity. Everybody's equal to learn, right? Mm-hmm. Now, out of those organizations, what you're going to do now is you have to find the right, like a mentor. A mentor is somebody what? This is the refined version of successful people had the number of helping hands along the way which help push and pull us to success. So number 1 that I can recommend you where you can check is the score.org. Score.org are people that are offering free mentorship to everybody. So that's an online, you can check score.org where you can find somebody who's been a CEO of industry of restaurant business, of a fitness center. They're gonna teach you what they learned for the past 30 years of their life or their business. And they're just gonna teach you for the next 6 months. And also, this is not a trial and error. When you do it by yourself, you call it trial and error. Pero if you have somebody that's gonna help you, it's what you call trial and evaluation. They're gonna evaluate whether your business plan is working. They're gonna evaluate what other marketing plans, and I'm gonna evaluate myself that I need water. I'm running out. All right. Your number 6, try to write there, who's the person that you always talk to? It doesn't need to be other people. It could be your friends, it could be your family members that are already in the business. But make sure these are successful on their field. Okay? Not the people watching telenovela. Alright? Because they're always gonna tell you about sad story. Okay, we're gonna go with a different example. Bill Gates. Is Bill Gates a billionaire, right? But even he's a billionaire, he has Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg is Steve Jobs, and then Oprah Winfrey is Barbara Walters. Alright? So you can find at least 3 to 4 mentors. And as a matter of fact, our employees that are the one that we're filing taxes, they're just not my clients, but I also help them, you know, as much as I can. If I cannot help them, I have to refer them. That's what I do. I send it to women business, I send it to SBA, but that's the most important value of having a mentor. Now, on number 5, once you already have this idea and once you're part of the organizations for validations, you need to identify your target market. Okay, authentic marketing, it is not an art of selling what you make or what you do. It is knowing what to make. It is an art of identifying and understanding the customer's needs and creating solutions that will deliver satisfactions. Marketing has always a beginning, but it never has an ending because it's growing and improving while your business is expanding. You get it? Okay, just right. Okay. Now, enable for you to identify, treat them. Any business is not just a buy and sell. It's more on relationship. People would like to be identified as a person, not just a customer. Simply by what? What do we do? On the birthday of the client, just call them. Tell them happy birthday. How's life? Everything's going. Because you know, customers will not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Again, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. In the fitness, maybe you can offer what? You can offer fat analysis, right? So you can always think outside the box because I'm telling you, this is what you call client retention approach. You want to retain your existing client because of a lot of benefits. Number 1, do you know that according to study, your existing client are the one, 20% of your existing clients are the one gonna generate 80% of your revenue next year. And it's 5 times much more difficult to find a new client rather than to keep and making the existing client happy. And another one, the existing client, 50% they can get your new service. If you're in the fitness center, started to offer food, they have the 50% because they already built trust, in credibility, and integrity on what you're doing, correct? And it's a referral system, right? Okay, so giving this example, for Apple, Apple is targeting more on business professionals, right? Procter & Gamble, these are household. You know Procter & Gamble, right? Like Tide, those kind of laundry, dishwashing. And how about McDonald's? McDonald's, what they do, this is the sample market segmentation. When you say market segmentation, you're gonna identify the hobby, the age, the gender, the income level of your market. You're gonna go back to your drawing board. If you're already in the business, what is the common denominator of people going to me or subscribing to me or buying my products? You would identify them. Because I'm telling you, Cameron County has 400,000 population. So when I have a client, I'm doing a business mentoring to him, and I ask him, who is your client? Is it a common response? Everybody's our client. Okay, let me rephrase that. When he say everybody is a client, it's not everybody's a client. Everybody is a potential client. But you have, because of your manpower and you're just barely starting up, you need to identify which marketing it's gonna work. And I'm telling you, the best marketing is customer service, right? Identifying them by name. When they cut here, Gabby, hi, how are you? How's your day going? That's a simple type of marketing. It's free, and it goes directly to the heart. Remember, we're using what? Our right side of the brain more on emotion and creativity, right? So the psychographic means what, like most of our people, we know the behavior. They want instant gratification, they want raffle tickets, they want this. So you need to identify the behavior of this client and also Another thing that they're using are birthday parties. Because remember, when you stick with your clients are gonna suggest you more businesses. We started with tax, then we started to have business owners that we started them as an employee, then they have this business, and then they started to suggest, do you do payroll? Do you do bookkeeping? And yes, oh yeah, we do. So from there, you just have to stick, it's gonna grow and build more opportunities under you, right? Is it true or very true?
Very true.
Okay, now, number 4, you have to set a budget. Many do not plan to fail, we just fail to plan. Again, everybody, many do not plan to fail, they just fail to plan. It is not how much money you make, it is how much money you keep and invest. All right? So, before you jump in business, there are 2 scopes. The market and the budget, it's like a bicycle. It needs to go left and right to be in balance, right? So, the same thing with business. You need to identify the market, but then, of course, how much? You know? But before you jump in business, go back to your personal expenses. Your family budget, right? Who has this family? Right? So you're the only one who has family. The rest were sold. Okay. So, enable for you to identify, you have to go back with basic financial planning. Because I'm super amazed when people come, oh, a client of mine, she put up like a retail store and she decided to quit her job because she said, oh, I'm gonna launch the business all by it without no income, no nothing, right? So what I'm saying is, okay, but where's your emergency fund? Remember, there are 4 pillars of savings. Number 1, you need to have emergency fund for your family and for yourself. But Chris, what is an emergency fund? An emergency fund, this is equivalent to 4 to 6 months of your average expenses. So give me an example. If you're spending at least 10,000 per month, you need to have 4 times 10,000 is how much? 40,000, that's your emergency fund. What is the next pillar of savings? This is the major spending fund. Before I jump with the major spending fund, the first one, how you're going to build it up, just take a piece, at least 5% of your monthly income, enable for you to generate the emergency fund. So if you're making 10,000 a month, you need to have 5%, which is equivalent to $500. Because, you know, consistency, the time, the money creates through time. Okay? Those are small things that you want to practice. Number 2, the major spending fund, it should also be, this is a pleasure and leisure. So if you want to travel, you know that traveling is expensive, right? Traveling or buying a new car or buying a new home, those are what you call major spending fund, which is equivalent to what? 5%. So if you're earning 10,000, you need to have what? 500 monthly in a consistent basis. What's the third one? Well, the third one is what you call the personal and family charity fund. Do we give? Right? Do you have a friend that's going to ask you, oh, I have cancer, would you be able to help anything, right? Do you have that family or do you have friends in need, right? That's what, or even the church, right? Make sure you have at least 5% of your, it's a family and charity fund, okay? And number 4, what's number 4? You need to have insurance. Health, life, and car. These are your basic, the 4 pillars of a personal financial planning. And then from here, you're gonna see whether you're gonna loan, you're gonna ask help. This is about information versus emotion. Because there's a lot of people that you know that they're gonna jump into business because they know that's what their passion is. But remember, passion is just an ingredient. It is not the recipe. You have to make sure there are money or funds during rainy days. True? So that's why when I have a client, she brought me a gift. I thought it's a gift. I thought it's a gift. It's the first time she brought me a lot of bags. And you know what? Since we're doing the bookkeeping, I thought it's a pile of tamales, but no, it's a pile of ingresos, y-recibos, y-gastos. That we have to segment and take everything out from personal and business. Because she only has 1 credit card, she only has 1 account for business and personal. So that's why I'm telling you right now, you have to take these small changes to yourself. Okay? Now, Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is a business mogul. Have you heard Rich Dad Poor Dad? Yes. Okay, so he's the famous author. Don't worry, it's free on YouTube. Just type Rich Dad Poor Dad YouTube audiobook. And that's what I learned a lot of stuff from him. So he's a business mogul through real estate. Now, when you have the budget, what you're gonna do is execute. Be a lifelong learner. If you wanna earn faster in your business, we have to learn faster, right? Because I know your business, there's always a market there, and you're always gonna have competitors, right? You need to know your product, you need to know your brand. But by doing this, like what I've said, what we do know is our greatest asset, and what we do not know is our greatest liability. All right, it's an art of continuous learning. I met some of my clients that haven't really launched. It's because I don't need to go far, just my family. They have this kind of mentality, the KIA. You know the KIA? It's either the know-it-all attitude, right? Have you met anybody? Oh no, I'm not referring to you. I'm referring to the person next to you. Okay, so whenever I talk to him, he has a business. He has a victim of business identity crisis. He has a catering, he has a taqueria, and then he do buy and sell, and then he do, you know, the legal assistance, and then he do lending. He launched it all at the same time, all at the same year, with one capital or one amount. So when I'm telling him, why don't you, his taqueria name is Carlos Eatery, then I said, why don't you put all your name through the plastic bags, right? Its branding is very important. So I said, why don't you put a tagline, maybe Carlos Eatery Fast Delivery, right? And you put it all over your materials, from the styro, from the plastic bags, and he said, I already know that. Yeah. So it's like for us, even me, I attended the seminars already for SBA. They know me already, like everybody know me, like, oh, the Asian guy again. Okay. Even if it's the same concept, I always attend. You know why? Because I know I'm gonna learn something with the same speaker. He's gonna say something. That's why I never stop. I always make sure that the glass is half filled, not full. Okay? You always have to have half only, so a lot of ideas will gonna come through. Because our responsibility, we have to absorb everything, because our mind is like sponge. It absorbs everything regardless of your age, regardless of your status. It can absorb everything. You have to absorb, filter it, and customize it on your own need to your business. You have to absorb, filter, and customize. Is it true or very true? Very true. So I learned to the most famous university. I attended the YouTube University. Because there, everything is free. All you have to do is Wi-Fi, right? All you have to do is unlimited data. So what I do to learn, every single time when I brush my teeth, when I shower, when I'm not doing everything while I'm driving, I keep listening, because you know, subconscious part is one of the biggest part of your brain. This is something that you not paying attention, but it comes handy eventually. Like the aha moment. Oh, I should just, you know, call. So that's something that you have. Be a lifelong learner, right? When you are a lifelong learner, you also have to teach. Remember, so this is hard work, knowledge. You need to have an attitude of what? 100%. How did they come out with 100%? From A to Z, if you're going to put numbers into it, and you add them up, you're going to come out with 100%. So it's not just hard work, it's not just knowledge, but you need to have a good learning attitude and a winning attitude, because you were born a winner.
Whoa,
okay?
like it.
You're born a winner. Now, once you have this, you have to pay it forward. Where? You're going to build your team. No man is an island. You have to build your team. What separates from self-employed to entrepreneur is they have people that trust them and work for them and make their business grow. We are not micromanagers, we are leaders. We are there to empower our people. We are headhunters. We're finding the right people that will gonna share the same value with us. So, this is what Paul Getty said. So he's a famous billionaire from UK. I would rather have 1% of 100 rather than 100% of my own. It's other people's money, other people's resources, and other people's time. That's what your goal for you to be separated from being self-employed to entrepreneur. And always remember, they're just not your employees. Treat them as part, as like family with a policy. Treat them as part of your team, okay? Because make them feel that their dreams can come through your company. Always talk to them. Don't try to motivate them because of the money. Sometimes simple by talking to them, because remember, it's also your potential. They're also your clients, right? Because when you take care of your employee, they're gonna take care of your customers. Is it correct? Yes. Okay. Then number one, this is what we call expect delayed gratification. You have to delay the gratification. What is it that you're very tempted? You know what gratification means? Like when you're stressed with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you go shopping. Right? Those are instant gratification. Other people, they eat chocolates. All right? So those are instant gratification. In business, when you delay instant gratification, you will experience long-term satisfaction. So if your car is still working right now, if you're a startup business, if it's still working, don't be tempted for offers. Don't do the clickbait approach. If it's still working, then use it. Because if you're buying things that you don't need, right now, you have the tendency to sell things that you need. In any business, we always make sure it's information versus emotion. Delayed gratification. If you can get a family plan, get the family plan rather than buying the phone. Right? And I'm telling you, when you use the credit card, it's not bad to use the credit card. Okay? But make sure it's only one. Because you know what? The value of the credit card, it accumulates points. Right? And these points, at least you can maximize the value. You can use those points to purchase something that you want. And I accumulated more than 5,000. Is it good or very good? Right? The value of points. Okay, so these are the, for example, we have KFC's, Colonel Sanders. You know KFC, right? The famous fried chicken. You know that he closed his first franchise at the age of 75, right? We're not 75, so we will be much more greatness to us on our way, okay? Then he just decided he's not gonna stop. Then, do you know this guy? Well, it says there, Amazon. You know Jeff Bezos? This is where he started after the age of 30. He started Amazon, but right now he's the #1 billionaire. Because he delayed his gratification. He didn't buy new office just to start a business. He just start and use wherever he has. Remember, complexity is the enemy of execution. Perfection is the enemy of success. I would rather be imperfect and trying to progress rather than not to execute.
Can you repeat that
Okay.
slowly, please?
All right. So,
Complexity.
okay, perfection is the enemy of success. Complexity is the enemy of execution. I would rather choose progress rather than perfection, right? Did we learn everything today? We learned something, right? And this is small thing of change. What I taught to you guys, it's only 20%, but the 80% will all be based onto you, correct? It's a 20% for the situation right now that you learned, 80% would be on your head. So before we end this up, I'd like you to take a picture on that, all that what you wrote right now, and you can post it on you can send messages. You know my notepad, what I do? I use my Facebook wall. But of course, it's not private, it's not public, it's only me. Because every year, oh, this is what we talked about last year. Oh, this is what I learned last year. So I took a picture of it. So I do memorizing or remembering, right? And then also, it will be reminded, oh, I attended this seminar after a year. Where am I? What's my dream? Okay, I want to be a restaurant, right? So it's a continuous reminder because repetition is the master of learning. Okay? So before we end, this is what we do our day, and everybody's gonna say it with me. Okay? Everybody ready? Okay. Today is the best day of my life.
It's the best day of my life.
I am living with positivity
I'm living with positivity
and opportunity.
and opportunity.
Getting things done
Getting things done
are my priority.
are my priority.
Commitment to excellence
Commitment to excellence
is my possibility.
is my possibility.
Thank God. Thank you guys and have a good day. They said they have questions. I said if they have questions, keep it to themselves. No, just kidding. I'm just my voice. Okay, you can ask questions. Don't worry, it's not a taxable job. Look.
Should I do it?
Do you sell CDs of your talk?
Uh,
You should.
I know that's right now, it's on my brain right now. I have to put a USB on it. Not yet, but yeah, that's a good suggestion. So you're gonna learn something. Yeah, we're planning to publish a CD, but you can use it only in the old version of the computer. No laptop. No, just kidding. Yeah, we're gonna get there. Yeah. So right now, we do coaching to, because it's something that I love to do is to share, because the more you share, the more you care, right? So on my clients, we have more than 10 business owners right now, but they started as my clients doing their taxes. So through that, we continuously guide them and provide them, and all the resource material from women's business, I encourage you go, you can do it. So that's what we do, is continuous follow up with our existing clients, because we always see their books, their taxes, and their payroll. This is what you're gonna do to minimize the taxes. This is what we're gonna do to offset it. Just don't go there because of their tax payroll. They go there for mentoring.